What is up, people of YouTube? I'm your host Vernon. This is St. Thomas. Let's fish that. Alright, so this weekend there is a bass competition at Lake Mead, meaning the lake is quite packed with large amounts of people, especially for the tournament, meaning it's very difficult to find some fishing spots. So I'm out here today to try something different, all the way out here in the middle of nowhere to see if I can find some different fishing spots that aren't as pressured. St. Thomas is of course a little settlement that was evacuated as building Lake Mead actually flooded this entire area, meaning this entire town or settlement was underwater at some stage. But due to the fact that Lake Mead is no longer as full, this is again exposed, and there are a few sites around to come and see. Should you want to know more about St. Thomas or just want to do a virtual tour of the place, I would recommend watching some videos from Wanda Hussey or Fishnesius. Both of them have made videos in this area. Down in the video description I will put links to these videos if you want to go and have a look at that. I am, however, out here to do some fishing, and there's no water visibly around, but most settlements we humans build tend to be near a source of water. It's no different here for St. Thomas. The body of water I want to be fishing is to the east of the little settlement, so let's meet down there. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we finally made it to our fishing spot, this being the Muddy River. Now I hope when I said the Muddy River, some sirens went off in your head saying, wait a minute, because for the simple reason there are sections of the Muddy River that you are not allowed to fish, especially higher up in the mountains. They have some endangered fish, something like the Muapa dace. So there are restrictions on where in the Muddy River you are allowed to fish. We are of course inside the Lake Mead recreational area. I did check with park services. It's okay to fish this section of the Muddy River. So all the rules that count for Lake Mead also counts for this little stream we have here. Okay, so to get from the car park where you park your car all the way to the river, it's something like 1.6 miles of hiking you have to do, and of course you also have to hike back. So it's quite a distance away, but it is relative flat ground. But the question of course is, are there any fish in these waters that's worth catching? Now, I have some of my light setup rods out here with some small worms, and I have some small lures and stuff that I want to throw around and see whether there are any fish in these waters and whether I can catch them. I did initially want to do a video where the Muddy River and the Virgin River joins together. That happens of course at Overton Beach. However, Overton Beach area is closed, has been for quite a while, and it's a 4-mile hike to get all the way down there and a 4-mile hike back. Not wanting to do that type of hike, I'm rather going to spend some time here at the Muddy River only. Now of course coming here in the summer months would be a lot better. That's when all the fish are more in a feeding type of mode. But coming out here in the hot Vegas heat is not something that I was looking forward to. That's why I'm out here in fall when it's a bit cooler. But maybe that means that the fish won't be biting. We'll have to see. That's the point of getting out here. Alright, so as per standard rules, I'm allowed 2 rods. So I'm going to use 1 rod out there with a tiny little Carolina rig with a small hook, a small piece of night crawler on there. Not a big stream out here, so we don't need to cast it out that far. Just going to put it out there to see if there's any fish around this area willing to go for that. And then I have a little bell on that one, so that if any fish will be nibbling on that, I'll get notified of that, because I'm going to use my second rod and be moving around. Okay, so we have some small fish here, but they are very small. Even my small hook, I think, is too big for them. but it is a good thing to at least see some fish in the area. There we go, guys, fish on. We have ourselves a little catfish. Just quickly need to get it unstuck from that. There we go, guys. Channel catfish from the muddy river. Super fat belly on this one. It's been eating good. Alright guys, not the biggest channel catfish, but considering the little stream it's coming from, not too bad either. Fat belly on this one. Let's get him back into the water. And off he goes. So I've been seeing quite a lot of western mosquito fish, but they are very small. I can't get any of them on the hooks, but I was happy to see at least a tiny channel catfish swimming in these parts. There we are, second channel catfish. This one a bit smaller than the previous one, but also does have quite a belly on it. Second little channel catfish. Let's get it back into the water. Off he goes. Right, so these catfish seem to be getting smaller as we go along. This little catfish is grunting. Quickly going to unhook him, get him back into the water. To be honest, this is the size of the fish that I was thinking we're going to get today, but happy with a few bigger ones than this one. Let's get him back. Alright guys, quite a lot of these little channel cats out there. Catching quite a few lovely little dots on them. I know they're channel cats because they have a forked tail and these little dots on them. Only channel cats have those little dots. There we are guys, nice big channel cat. So we have a bunch of small fish, but every now and then you get a nice sized channel catfish. This one has something in his belly, but it's not as full as the first one we got. Nice sized channel cat. Let's get him back into the water. Alright guys, GoPro died, had to swap over to this one. Found a hole with a few nice channel catfish in there. Let's quickly unhook this guy, get him back into the water. Alright guys, this is one of the first little catfish that I found in here that has a parasite on him. Let's quickly get this guy back into the water. Thus far these fish have been remarkably clean, only that one having a small little parasite on him. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I've been spending quite some time out here. Obviously I'm not showing you all of the footage. For instance, I used little tiny crankbaits and spinners like this to try and see if there's any predatory fish in these waters as well. Had no luck on any of those things. I also have some footage like this. Where I accidentally snagged this big frog or toad, believing that this is a bullfrog, might be a toad of some sort. You guys go down in the comments and tell me, what is this big thing? Other than that, I used some corn, had no other luck than using the tiny little earthworms, and caught quite a lot of channel catfish out there. So there is some life in these waters. I have just not figured out how to catch them other than catching these little channel catfish. Nothing wrong with catching channel catfish. I was just a bit disappointed as I thought there might be a lot more action on some different lures as well. But at least it's been fun coming out here, exploring a new spot, walking and stalking in these waters and seeing what I can find. And of course, I'm the only angler out here, so not that many competition on which spots I want to fish. Okay, but that's where I'm going to call this video. Thank you for following me out here today. If this is the first video of mine you're seeing, consider hitting the subscribe button, joining my community, see what other spots I'm showing you guys. If you enjoyed this video, give me a thumbs up. Feel free to ask any questions down below in the comments. Remember to go check out the other channels that I'm linking you guys in the description. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.